really allergic.
Oh yeah.
And when they go to bloom, which this is the first year that I'm actually living with a mango tree in full bloom, your eyes get red, you sneeze, you have a dry cough. If I touch mango skin, I break out in a rash. But I can eat it. But I never lived with a mango tree before. So I'm looking, I just was doing a search and I do not see your coaching log.
Yeah, I don't think we got it in. So I don't think we had a direct, like, what was our homework for last week? Like, I don't even remember.
It's always to do a coaching log. It's always to do a coaching log.
Yeah, but if we have nothing to, like, it's hard to complete a coaching log if there's nothing to actually put in there, you know?
Well, there was, let me go back over here to the hub, and we had to work on your story for Instagram, do your vlog, which you did. I saw that. That was interesting. Long, but it was really interesting. I really feel like I know you and what you did, what you do during the day.
Yeah.
I like the music. I don't know how effective it's going to be for sales.
Well, it's just this is a branding tactic. This is a branding tactic that is going to, we're building a personal brand here that as it grows, the Scott Bunn division revenue is going to go up, you know.
I mean, it was a great ending video. And I think it was something that will help people know you.
Yeah.
But it almost was like a bio rather than a branding video in a way. But I can see where you're going with it, and I really thought it was good. I mean, I enjoyed it. I watched it from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
So that's saying something for me because I have the attention span of a goldfish, believe me.
Yeah.
That ADD kicks in, and I'm like, okay, I got the message. But I watched it from beginning to end, so I think that in itself says a lot. The fact that it held my interest enough to watch. Now, it might have held my interest more because I know you and I was looking to look at it critically.
Yeah.
And see what improved and things like that. But even then, I mean, you don't know how many videos I do not watch to the end, even when I'm doing that. I'm like, okay. So that was a really good thing. I think I would like to see a little more in the future of customers interacting with you.
Yeah.
So that's just something to keep in mind for future ones.
Yeah, and we're gonna start loading up
on the customers.
We're gonna start loading up our appointments where he's coming with me on like listing appointments. Like we haven't done the listing appointment. We haven't gotten any footage of a listing appointment yet. So we're gonna be doing that, and we're starting to work on like recruiting type stuff. And we're starting to work on like the 60-second. We're going to start this week getting that 60-second video created for the email.
Okay, good. The one suggestion that I would really have that you would put in there, show you doing a few things that, like maybe eating lunch or joking with someone.
Yeah.
Because I know you do. And those are the things that people really relate to, you know, even when they're silly things, you know, like even if you trip and fall and you say, oh great, you know, or something like that. Yeah. Those are the things that are going to endear you to people's hearts.
Yeah.
You know, they need to see a little bit more of the Scott Bunn personality aside from the Scott Bunn worker, because I know what's in there.
Yeah.
And so you might as well let them see it. And that's where they're going to really engage with you.
Yeah.
But I mean, I really thought it was good. I liked the music. I thought, well, this is interesting music. And then I thought, Well, this is good because it's not too, directed toward any one person's taste, so it kind of fit everyone.
Yeah.
Rather than if you did something like heavy metal, that would probably turn some people off. Or if you did, soft music that's kind of poppy is always good.
Yeah. Hey, give me some recording permissions here.
Yeah, that's the other part. You got to make sure that you're not stepping on people's toes.
Definitely.
So we also talked about objection handling activities and how that would work and for you.
Yeah.
And so she was supposed to look at the objection handling, and you were supposed to help her with it.
Yeah, I think we got that handled. I mean, like.
That's not.
Yeah, I think we got that handled a little bit. Like what I was telling her was pretty much the same thing you were saying, and she's got the script book. I mean, she's got the little thing where she's got the dividers and the scripts, for each individual, like for sale by owner or expired objections, and she's prepared for that as she's going to continue to make some phone calls. She's doing pretty good. She's doing pretty good with that. I think that collaborative effort there we'll see some results from that. Also, I'm thinking of, when we do, the more that we do this, the more that we get into mass phone calls, the more that I'm going to just bring her into the conference room when I'm making them, have her there with me, because when I've got somebody kind of using me as an example type thing, I feel like my level of performance will go up. So if she hears me in the battle, if she sees me in the battle and handling the things the way that I'm going to handle them, then it'll rub off on her to do it as she's trying to do the same thing. So not only will I be under the lights for the client, then I'll be even further under the lights because I want to perform well when she's in front of me to say that this is I've got a talent to do this. We just got to do it at 10x of what we're doing it, and we'll get 10x the results. As far as our 90-day challenge goes, I've got five listings ready to go into the market. Pretty much the first week of April, I've already got 5 listings that are going to be coming on that I'm gonna take credit for that 90-day challenge thing. So we're off to a good start there. We just need to consistently book the listings.
Filling out for the appointments for March Madness.
Are you
filling out your activities?
I've still failed to do that consistently. I've got.
But how many appointments do you have in there?
Let's see. In the hub, not many, but.
Okay, you gotta get those in by 2 days from now. Okay. You've got to have a chance at that contest. That's too good. An hour coaching with Tom Ferry, one-on-one.
Yeah.
Do you want to miss your chance at that? Do you want to miss the chance for your whole hotel and airfare to be taken care of? No. And so by Tuesday, today's Tuesday. By Thursday, I want you to get those appointments in, so you have 10 appointments. Okay.
I'm sure I've got 10 appointments logged in there. I'm sure I do. For March, it needs to go back where you can see the month, and not just 7 days of the year.
Yeah. But it doesn't.
Oh, I've got 7 appointments. I've got 7 appointments booked. I can go in there and put 3 more in there.
3 more. Okay. Good. And they know, it's always a challenge. If we want to make it accurate, there's 2 ways. There's only one way to make it accurate, and that's to do it as we do it. But we can go back and put back in, or we can start from today. Not going to be accurate. So let's start from today doing it accurately, but let's put your past ones in. So at least we're more accurate, okay?
Okay.
was your biggest challenge this week?
The biggest challenge this week was, I guess, the snow was probably the biggest challenge. Trying to stay after it when we got inclement weather was probably the biggest challenge. Having to reschedule.
No, I can't believe you stand in the snow with your jacket open, no hat, no gloves. You just standing in the snow or
Well, it wasn't really snowing at that point. It was just kind of flurrying type thing.
Oh, that white stuff coming down from the sky is not really snow.
Well, I mean, it wasn't accumulating. It wasn't accumulating snow. Like it had just started. That was like just starting. So, I get to where I gotta go well before any accumulation ever happens. Typically I don't get stuck in the snow. I'm at the house well before that ever starts. So, it hadn't started to accumulate on the ground. That was just the first few flakes at that point.
One of the things that I noticed about your video, and maybe that was the reason I watched it, I was like fascinated with how different it is than in Hawaii to show property. We go there with no clothes on and we drop off our shoes and then we walk through the house and it's all open and airy and sunny. And then, people don't take off jackets or look at it. And then the houses are so different because you're cold. So it was really interesting to me. Even though I'm licensed in Colorado, I didn't sell real estate there as a broker. So I didn't really go around and show houses to anyone, especially in the winter. So, all I have experience with is Nevada, California, and Hawaii, which are easy weather places.
Yeah.
So that was, boy, what a hard job when you're going in the snow and the rain. I give you credit. So your biggest challenge would be the weather and doing things in the weather.
Like still trying to find a way to be like here's what's going to be coming up if we get any more of that weather while I'm in this. Like we're trying to book pretty much 50 listings in the next 90 days. Like being after it every single day to put a block of red on my calendar every day to get to be on a listing appointment at least at some point pretty much 5 days a week. 5 days a week I gotta be on a listing appointment. That I feel like that's a legitimate opportunity to list a property. And then how we're gonna do that if we do get any more bad weather. Yeah. So that'll be the challenge.
Well, one good thing about putting your activities in the hub is how Tom always says you need to work in your business and you need to work on your business. Well, when you take that 5 or 10 minutes to put your actual work in the hub, it gives you a chance to, maybe reflect on the day and say, what did I do? Did I make enough appointments today? Did I talk to enough people? Get my one appointment a day. Should I have got 2 and maybe had I worked a little harder? And if you do that on a daily basis, it becomes such a habit to start thinking, I need to get this done. I need to get appointments and I need to get out there and be with people. And I know you do that a lot, but I'm wondering if you focus, if you just increase your focus a teeny bit more, will you have a big result?
Yeah. I think
this will help your focus.
I think I need to I think I need to go through my calendar and start mapping out a new, it's kind of become my calendar is kind of set where I'm not really following it. I'm kind of following it, but I'm not like boom, 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 like on it every day. So I think I need to refresh. I think I need to refresh my calendar, and maybe even change up a color on like some of the things that I typically do that I become numb to. So just make it look different. I just need to make my calendar look different. So I'm just gonna put refresh calendar. Fresh. Okay, I'm gonna refresh my calendar on some of my personal items like getting up and the gym and stuff like that, and maybe that'll help me actually notice it and do it. As far as like putting the time block in there to, do the Tom Ferry hub stuff. You think that's a good idea?
You're getting the time of year. This is the time of year when it's hard for people that live in cold weather.
Yeah.
Because you're starting to really get that sad sound. And that's when you need to kind of push through this, because in April it should start to go. If you lived in Colorado, it snows till June.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
So it's going to start to get a little bit better, energize you, but you need to get through these next few weeks without the lag. And it's so normal physically for people to feel that way. So you can do to help is try to up your vitamin C, like drink some orange juice every day.
Yeah.
That helps, and try to stand outside maybe 5 minutes in the sun somewhere if you can find a patch of sun.
Yeah.
A little bit more than just going from your car to a house, but really try to get some of that sunlight on you, and that should help with your energy level too, and bring you to that peak.
Yeah.
Quick.
Sounds good.
Gloomy, and you're sick of that weather, I know.
I mean, honestly, it's, daylight savings time, trying to get to the gym by 7, it's really like my body has not adjusted yet, and I'm getting to the gym at 6. You know what I mean? Like that's where I am, and when I'm getting up and it's like dark and gloomy, and like the sun's not even showing a sign of coming up yet. Like that's the tough part. That's the real tough part for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand the daylight savings time. And stick to it,
Yeah. I mean, I like it not getting dark.
Want everybody to get up earlier. You have.
I mean, I like it not getting dark until like 8, but I don't like it being super dark at like 6:30. I like it to start being a little lighter at that time.
Yeah, it's hard. Really get going. Yeah, but you will get used to it. Just about the time it's time to go back.
Right.
But getting outside in the sunlight just a little bit more, like standing there for 5 minutes in the sun, maybe going outside your office and looking in the window and seeing what people see and who walks by. I mean, I always find that that's good research. Who's actually walking by? Are people who's driving by? And when they drive by, do they look over at us? What can we do to attract their attention?
Right.
So that they sit. I mean, sometimes it's as simple as if putting out some balloons, to get people who are driving by to look over and say, "Oh yeah, the real estate office."
Yeah.
But also stand out and just talk to people walking by. That's a great way to introduce yourself to the community and get new clients too.
Right.
And if nobody's walking by, think of something you can get to come in. But that will also help you get over that sad syndrome. Okay, so your win was really getting the video done, I think, the vlog.
Yeah.
Right?
We've got stuff in the can, and we've got 2 interviews. You got 2 vlogs. By the end of this week, we got the YouTube channel. We got it set up. We're ready to actually start putting those videos on YouTube for distribution, and we're hoping to, in the next 2 weeks, start trying to accumulate some subscribers. And I think I've got at least 50 good subscribers off the bat just because of my past clients. I'm gonna ask those past clients to subscribe. and hopefully they'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that list of 180
before
people.
we forget, just a little bit of housekeeping.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you a link, and what it is your 90-day action plan and a rating of me. So if you can do that as soon as possible.
Yeah.
It's your 90-day rating and your 90-day action plan. And it's an online survey. You'll like it because you like those better than filling out other stuff.
Yeah.
I'll be sending that to you by tomorrow, so if you can fill that out as soon as possible.
All right.
Okay, let's see here. So, what I want to do is, how are you doing on your budget?
Well, I mean, we haven't made a lot of money. We brought in a lot of money top line, but bottom line, my personal expenses are being paid, and but the business hasn't got a lot of money on the bottom line after I've been paid. After I've been paid and everything else has been paid, the business is making maybe $5,000 over, over and beyond what I've been paid, So I mean, and my monthly expenses are like. Do what?
Are you sticking to your budget?
Well, I mean, I mean, everything that we're doing, we're not going above and we're not just everybody that comes in the office, we're not just giving everybody our money that comes in. We're starting to say no a lot.
Okay.
So we're not adding anything new. I've been presented with
And you say yes later.
Do what?
You can always say yes later.
Yeah. So what I've been doing is
but when the time is right, it's a good habit to just plan.
So I've been presented with the Zillow opportunity, right, that we passed on, and I've been presented another opportunity for some print advertising that I also passed on. So right there is the video budget. Right there is the video. What I'm gonna pay the video guy pretty much. Adding that on is going to be a tremendous. I mean, like as far as the expense goes, I am going to increase my payroll on that, but I'm not doing. I think that's going to equal more opportunity than buying buyer leads or print advertising. So and I do think the revenue's there. I mean, we've already got $30,000 booked, and we're not doing anything new other than that. So we're thinking springtime's going to be very good, especially with the listings that I'm taking out of the gate for April. I think our March expenses are going to be a little bit lower than the last 3 months. Or the last 2 months anyway. I think we're gonna see a little bit more profit this month because my brokerage expense has gone way down because I'm already broker free. So I think that's going to be the deciding factor.
Well, I think, just by looking at your budget, too, it's going to help you keep a rein on it because it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep.
Yeah.
And that's an important thing to remember. I mean, because rainy days will be coming. The market will go down. Yeah. And you need to have a reserve to get through that because that's real estate. It's always up and down, up and down, up and down. And hopefully the lows are not as low as the last time, but it will happen.
Yeah.
And so it's really important that you maintain that reserve and you start to build that reserve so that you're not, oh yeah, I remember the Scott Bunn division. They were a hot brokerage. I wonder what happened to them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's over working for somebody just as a sales agent now. No, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You want to be successful.
Yeah.
I think one of the good things about that I got out of this video is that you come from a place of caring about your clients.
Yeah.
You really do, and that's something that can't be taught. And so I really want you to think about that as you do your videos, to let that show, because you really, it shows, but the more you can let it show. And sometimes when you come from a place of caring, nothing else, people get that and they want to work with you.
Yeah.
Now, it's good to have all those other things too, but you really demonstrate that. So I was really pleased to see that. So the video guy is good and you're good.
Yeah.
And you can communicate back to him.
Right.
So what action items shall we do this week aside from you're going to work more on your activities?
Well, I'm going to refresh my calendar. I'm going to put more of the working in my business instead of, or what is it? I'd be working on my business instead of working in my business. So I'm going to put more of that stuff on the calendar to do. And then we're going to try to 10x. We're going to try to 10x the phone calls we make. And we're going to, you know, when I make these calls, I'm just going to pass my, I'm gonna pass my phone that business calls come into to Jessica, and she's gonna have to answer that phone if it rings, and then I'm just gonna be on my other device making calls so I have no distractions, you know, in the middle of making these calls.
You're gonna work on the 60-second video.
60-second video, right? And that's going to be attached to specific emails, to new leads, or is that going to be like a blanket thing that I send out to everybody I'm emailing?
Attach it to every email. It's part of your signature.
Gotcha.
And you can say, to learn a little bit more about me, click the link.
Yeah.
You know, and then put the link in your email signature.
So pretty much it's just like, hey, your realtor Scott Bunn here. What should it really say as far as like, you know, it's just a general thing, right? Like, what else should
it's what you would say to someone if you met them, and the classic thing is in an elevator and they go, hi, well, what do you do? Well, I'm Scott Bunn. I'm a local realtor here in Blacksburg. And I love to sell houses, and my favorite thing is when somebody gets the keys to their new home and you look at their eyes and they light up.
Right.
Or whatever. Whatever you want to say. I mean, that always worked well for me. I mean, when I would say that, my favorite thing is when somebody walks into their new home and they realize it and their eyes just widen, the look on their face is what drives me.
Yeah.
And that always worked really well for me. People would go, oh yeah, that's so nice. And they kind of identify with that, and they start to, you know, anyway, it worked very well for me. But it's whatever is you know, what works well for me may not work for you. That was my kind of pitch. This is Mary Frances, you know.
Right.
I also would say, I live in the community. I have 3 kids, 2 cats, and 1 dog. You know, I just get a little bit personal about myself. I try to keep it under 30 seconds. All you want to do is make a connection with them as if you were meeting them face to face, and you went, hi, I'm Scott. I'm a realtor in Blacksburg. You know, like to get to know you. This is a little bit about me.
Gotcha.
And be surprised how much your response and your emails will go up. People will start to see you. I mean, that's even an okay thing to boost to Blacksburg, you know, and you could do the other one for the other place that you sell in, you know, and just, it doesn't have to be real sales pitchy. It has to be just who you are and introduce yourself to what you do.
Gotcha.
And why you do it.
Cool.
Yeah, how you doing? Good.
Sounds good.
She's there now. I tell her now.
Say what?
I said, is everybody coming in now? I hear all sorts of voices.
My insurance guy just came in. He had, I don't know what he's here for, but he's supposed to come see me at 2:00. So it's not concerning me. But anyway, yeah. So we did have somebody walk through. All right. So we got the. So let's just.
What are you doing? Oh, go on.
I was gonna say to review what we need to do as far as homework goes. It's refresh the calendar, create the 60-second or the video email to attach the email. What else do we got?
The survey and the 90-day calendar.
The activities.
The
Get
survey.
your activities in by Wednesday.
The activities, okay. Yeah, the activities, right. Yeah. And then that's not homework. She just.
And re-look at your calendar and refresh it. Now, let me talk a little bit about your calendar. There's two types of calendars. There's the calendar where you schedule everything out. And then there's the calendar where you just make a checklist of everything you need to do during the day. And you don't get to go to sleep till everything's checked.
Well, let me show you how I've worked my calendar so you can give me some tips.
Okay.
Hold on a second. I like the way I've got it. As far as like, I'm just going to go in here and change these colors. I'm going to rework some of this that's not even relevant anymore. Like we're doing different stuff. And then the end of the day stuff. Before I leave the office, I need to put in, or as I'm leaving the office, if I'm going to appointments, I just go in before the appointment even happens. Like I'm on my way, and then just go in and I'm gonna have it set here at like 4:30 to go in and like update the hub, and it'll be every day update the hub, that type thing. So there's gonna be more here at the end of the day as I like wind down, but I gotta leave open space here because
you gotta show property.
Yeah, because when I share this link, there has to be open space in my calendar for them to book an appointment. So yeah. So I'm just going to change it up.
You need to get out. You need to go on listing appointments and show property, and you got to have some space to do that.
Oh, hey, I want to tell you about this show that we're going to start doing instead of this live at 5. This live show at 5. We're moving it to Friday at noon, and we're doing our live feature listing of the week, and we're going to be doing a property tour of that home, and we're going to be live doing it. So we're changing that up a little bit because I think that content's going to be more consistent, and we can maybe get people to tune in more around lunchtime than maybe their commute to the house.
Yeah. Well, that's it. You have to test with your demographic. I mean, as I was telling one person, he does in New York one, and he does it Saturday morning. And I said, you couldn't get 3 people to watch you on Saturday in Hawaii if the weather's up, because everybody is outside. Yeah. You can get them at 6 p.m. when it starts to get dark, but you've got to look at the demographic where you live. If people, if Saturdays there are sports games and stuff, that's not a good time. And what you're saying is around noon at lunchtime, they're eating lunch and maybe Facebook. Yeah. And you can watch. So you test. You keep testing and seeing. Yeah,
but we're definitely, so we're rebooting our live show. It's just going to Friday at noon instead, and then we're gonna be able to promote. Like we're gonna actually put a 3 list. 3 pictures of homes and give them a poll, and whatever listing gets the most, hey, we'd like to see this house. That's the one we're going to feature that week. So we're going to actually give our people, even if it's 2 to 1. Like if only 3 people put the vote in, we're going to where the majority of the people want to be, and want us to show them. So it's like, it's pretty much like we're showing 300 plus people property. Like we're already starting our journey of showing a property. So that's what we're gonna do, I think.
And you have to think, why are they looking at property? Well, they're interested in real estate, you know?
Yeah.
Either that or they're looking for decorating, I guess.
Right.
Okay, well then I will talk to you next week. I'll send you that survey, and we will talk next week, okay?
Cool. Thank you.
Try not to freeze. I hope it doesn't snow.
I think we're good. I think we're going to get some rain, and then it's going to get up into the 70s. I think that's the plan.
Oh, that.
Yeah. So it'll be muddy for a while. It'll be muddy for a while, but that's it.
No.
See ya.
Yeah. Bye.